Those are abductors. And because the National Police Service said that it is not the police who have been abducting Kenyans, we can only assume that even these people are not policemen. As per the law, when arresting criminals, if at all they are criminals or suspects, the police are supposed to identify themselves. They're supposed to show you the service number, their ID, and actually tell you the reason why you are being abducted. But in this case, what you have been seeing is people suspected to be policemen actually forcibly arresting, let me use the word arresting, without explaining. And then, before Kenyans know what is happening, the victims who have been arrested disappear. And that is why we call them abductors. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I may ask you, because we have seen people here stopping, this is in Nakuru, by the way. It happened in Nakuru today. Kenyans stopped the said abductors from arresting a fellow Kenyan. And I want us to look at the reason why Kenyans behaved like this. Because I can assure you that if this is repeated again and again, the police will even find it very, very difficult even to arrest a criminal, a real criminal, because of the way they have been operating. Why did Kenyans behave like this? Why did they stop these people? Number one, in my view, is because the police have already declared that they are not the one who have been abducting Kenyans. And therefore, Kenyans are right to assume that these are criminals who have been trying to abduct innocent Kenyans because they have not been charged of anything. Number two, there is an issue of Kenyans now trying to protect themselves. The issue of buffaloes walking together. Not that they love each other, but they want to protect each other. What we are seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, it is Kenyans now who are turning out to protect each other. Because once they start protecting each other, then the abductors will be caught. The other reason why they are doing this is because Kenyans really understand umoja ni nguvu, unity is strength. And they actually believe that if you are abducted today and nobody talks and it is repeated again and again, then finally there will be nobody to talk about the abductions. And that is why now they are trying to stop this, because it looks like the police have failed. Even after the victims of abduction have actually reappeared, we have not seen the policemen coming out with concrete evidence to show that it is not the policemen who had abducted them. We have not seen anything to indicate that the policemen have carried out proper investigation and identified the culprit. And that is why Kenyans feel that they should protect themselves. There is also the issue of the pain. Kenyans have witnessed other Kenyans, victims of abductions. They have seen their families in pain. They have seen their families in agony, especially that video of the father of Mwangi crying in court. I think actually touched many Kenyans. And the pain of the father would be seen. And when Kenyans remember this kind of pain, when Kenyans remember how this is affecting everybody, because you see, even if you are not directly affected, you are feeling the pressure, you are feeling the pain. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is why you see Kenyans, because of sympathizing with the victims of abduction, because of sympathizing with the families, that is why Kenyans now are defending their own. There is also the issue of trying to stop it completely. The Kenyans feel that they have to stop this. And when you look at what is happening here, you see that people are very, very angry. You see the anger in this video. You see the way they are shouting. It tells you that Kenyans are very much determined to stop this kind of abductions. And they're also helpless, because you see, the president promised that the government was going to stop the abductions. But the abductions have not stopped because you have seen people being abducted. However, it is also important for Kenyans to differentiate when a criminal is being arrested and when somebody who is innocent is being arrested. And this is where now the police goes wrong. This is where they get it wrong, because they have not been able to tell Kenyans that we are the policemen. No, the policemen are doing it in the wrong way. And once you do it in the wrong way, you can see how it is going to affect. I can foresee a situation where the policemen are going to find it very, very rough, very, very difficult to work with the people. You know, during the time of Kibaki, the policemen would work with Kenyans, and Kenyans would even help them identify criminals. Remember the issue of policing, community policing, where the police and the community would work in harmony and the country would remain peaceful. But now when you look at the situation, all trust, all hope is gone. There is no trust between the police and the citizens. And the government also. There's not even trust between the government and the people. So the fact that William Samoei Ruto promised Kenyans that he was going to stop, and he has failed to do it. Now, that is why you see Kenyans now taking it upon themselves to protect one another. The other reason is because they strongly believe that some of these people, once they are abducted, some of them may end up being killed. They may end up being actually affected so much. So the stories, that the horror stories, let me call them the horror stories, that comes from the victims of abduction are scaring, ladies and gentlemen. The way they are whipped, the way they are beaten, the way they are thrown into darkness, the way they are starved, the way they are denied food, even bathing. And some of them, I fear that it might affect their health in future, because the effect of these abductions will be seen maybe in future, because there is a fear that these victims could easily be injected by poisonous, maybe liquids or whatever, chemicals, and they will die very, very slowly. So there's that fear, and there's that conversation in Kenya, that even when they are released, it is important that they go to the hospital for medical checkup to see if some chemicals have been injected into their body or into their brain, like it happened to Kenneth Matiba. No, Kenneth Matiba is said to have been injected with mercury, and it affected his brain, and he has never been the same again. Matiba never became the real Matiba that we knew, because when he came out of detention, what came out was not Matiba, but a cabbage. So let me ask you, do you support Kenyans protecting themselves? Do you support Kenyans, these Kenyans in Nakuru, the way they stopped the abductors from arresting? Whether they are policemen or not, they failed because they did not identify themselves. And in the process, I'm afraid that these abductors will be harmed by Kenyans because of the anger, because of the pain, because you see now this conflict between the abductors, whether the policemen or not, and the citizens, is not healthy, if you ask me. So, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, that is just my opinion. Have a blessed evening. Please like the video, share, and comment. Bye-bye.